from Desert Plants of Avalon in the north of Ireland, and in today's video we're talking about the oldest cactus plants that I have in my collection. Now this video was inspired by Cactus Joe here on YouTube, and Cactus Joe has an incredible YouTube channel that he recently started in February of this year, and he shares amazing care on how to grow cacti and succulents. Joe himself has been growing cacti and succulents for 50 years and more, so he's incredibly knowledgeable, and he made an amazing video the other day on his oldest cactus plants in his collection, which happened to be his Cactus grusonis. This is mine here, and he has some incredible, very old and large Echinocactus grusonis, and he shares all his care tips on there as well, and how he grows them. So if you're not familiar with Cactus Joe, you have to go over and subscribe to him. I'll link Joe's video up above and down below in the video description. And thank you, Joe, so much for giving me the inspiration for making this video. I'm going to be sharing with you the oldest cactus plants that I have in my collection. Now before I show you, I just want to mention that I have made a video on the first cactus and succulent plants that I ever had in my collection, and that's different to the oldest ones I've got, because although they were the first ones I bought when I was when I was 12 years old, they're not necessarily the oldest ones in my collection. I've got some old ones that were gifted to me, and what I'm going to do, I'll also link up the video to the very first cactus plants I ever had in my collection. If you haven't seen that video, I'll link that video also up above and down below in the video description. It's quite interesting. I was only 12 when I got them, and I still have them in my collection today. Now I'm going to start off with the first one, and this one here is an Echinopsis multi-headed specimen, very large as you can see, and that's my hand just to show you the size of this. And this plant I've had for about 15 years. But the actual plant itself is possibly about 70 years old. And the reason for that is that this cactus was gifted to me 15 years ago from my friend John when I lived in Sligo on the west coast of Ireland. Now he had been growing it for 25 years, and he also got it from a lady who gave it to him who'd also been growing it for over 25 years. And when she bought it, it was already quite a large plant with pups already on it. So I have no idea the exact age of this particular Echinopsis, but it has to be at least 70 years old. So as you can see, it's a very sort of old Echinopsis plant, tons of heads on it, and I've removed so many of the pups over the years, so if I hadn't, it would be just like a complete big mound. Now this particular cactus has never flowered for me, possibly because it's got so many heads on it. I know I've heard that if you remove a lot of the pups then it will flower, but I have removed a lot of the pups over the years. A few years ago I removed a lot of these, and there's a lot of the mother plant exposed, but it's still kept pupping. But it's very healthy, as you can see, and a very beautiful large specimen. We have it here in our greenhouse here, and it gets plenty of sun, plenty of light and sun, and we give it a big cool overwintering rest period during the winter months as well. So that's to say, possibly 70 years old, a very old beauty. Now the second one will be my Luchtenbergia Principis, which is this one here, a very large specimen. Again, I'm going to show you my hand to show you the size of it. Now I don't know the exact age of this beauty either, but I do know it's very old. Now this is one I actually got from my late friend Bill here at the Cactus Society here in Belfast, and I didn't know how old it was. All I know is that I was told he'd grown it for a very long time. And anyone who knows Luchtenbergia Principis, this particular cactus, it's an incredibly slow growing cactus. I mean, this is one that I have here, and I've had this for about 26 years. I got it. It was a little tiny seedling like that, but you can clearly see that it's really still very small considering how long I've grown it. And this one here is a particularly large, very stunning specimen. So I'm guessing, at a complete guess, it's about 50 years old. Very beautiful. Hasn't flowered for me yet. It did flower for Bill apparently, so hopefully I should see flowers on that one day. But I've had this plant now for about 5 years, and probably 4 years actually. I think 4 or 5 years. But it has grown even more since then, and it's really healthy. But it is has to be, I would to complete guess, probably around 50 years old. Very beautiful specimen. Now the third one will be my Slumbergergia truncata, commonly known as the Thanksgiving or the Christmas cactus. And this one is extremely old also. Also another one that could be 70 years old at least. It could even be possibly older. And this beauty here is one that was also gifted to me by John, my friend in Sligo, and he'd grown it for 25 years, and he also got it from the same lady that also had it for 25 years, and apparently it was a mature specimen when she got it as well. And I've had this plant 15 years, so you can work out how old it possibly must be. It has to be over 70 at least years old. And this stunner produces the most beautiful flowers every year for me. Anything from the October time right up until the January, sometimes blooming multiple times. It's a very old Slumbergergia. I'll just show you my hand again to show you the size of it. And this would be a hell of a lot larger if I didn't have to keep pruning it back, because I do prune it back every year because it just keeps growing and growing. And as I say, it's sending out a load of new little leaf segments now. Very, very beautiful. And I have this in the polytunnel to overwinter during the winter. I just keep it lightly watered over the winter months, and pretty cool in there, about 5 Celsius, 41°F. And then in the summer, spring and summer, I put it out here into the yard where it gets plenty of light, a bit of indirect light, because it's sort of the back of the polytunnel, so it doesn't get intense sunshine. Perfect position for it. But another very golden oldie too. Now the next one will be my Epiphyllum akkamani, which is this big tall stemmed epiphyllum here. And it's a little bit hidden because I've got all of our other epiphyllums all out here. May not look much like anything now, but in the springtime it produces the most incredible of red stunning blooms every single year. Huge big red blooms. It's very, very beautiful. And this particular epiphyllum again is possibly about 70 years old, because it was also gifted to me by my friend John in Sligo, who'd had it 25 years. Got it from the same lady again who'd had it 25 years, and I've had this 15 years now, and it is just an incredible bloomer. Very old, as you can see, all the stems are old, and I have to prune this back quite a lot as well. I mean, when I lived in my other home and I lived in the west coast of Ireland, I had it in our conservatory, and it was growing amazing with the most beautiful flowers all on it. But since moving here, I've had to prune it back quite a few times, but it never fails to produce the most stunning blooms for me. Now the last one will be my big tall Brasiliensis brasiliensis, which is this big giant here. And I'll just roll the camera down so you can see it. It's a very, very, very old plant, very woody, and it's actually more like a tree now. And the actual height of this would be, I would say it's probably about 10 feet high. It is huge. And this was also gifted to me by my friend John in Sligo. And I say, the same story again. He had it 25 years. Got it from the same lady who had it for 25 years. And she got it when it was already quite a tall specimen. And as I say, I've been growing this for 15 years myself. So again, this has to be at least 70 years old. An incredible tree. And when I stand next to it, it just swamps me. It is so tall. It's that tall that we can't put it into our polytunnel for the winter months, and we have to bring it into the house and put it actually onto our staircase, because the roof in the house is not tall enough for this big giant, and I really don't want to cut it back. So it is just huge, and it's an incredible cactus. As I say, it's a Brasilia puncher, so it's part of the Opuntia family, the prickly pear. And this cactus produces gorgeous golden yellow blooms, sort of in the late summer, early autumn, fall time. Very beautiful and golden, and very incredible old cactus. And it's not one that's commonly seen for sale, certainly not to get to this height as well. Probably when it gets too big, I'll probably have to donate it to the botanic gardens here in Belfast, but I dread that day because I really don't want to let it go. But it is really so tall and I don't want to cut it. But just look at them spines, guys. It's just awesome. And this one, as I say, we overwinter in the house during the winter months, and we put it out for the spring and summer so we can get plenty of sun and light where it can thrive out here. Absolutely amazing. I'm guessing this again, as I say, about 70 years old at least. So now you know what's the oldest cacti I have in my collection. And as I say, I have made a video on the very first cactus and succulent plants I ever had in my collection when I was 12 years old. Very, very long time ago now. And do check that video out if you haven't. And I'm not going to show you what them cactus and succulents are in this video because you have to watch that one. And I'll link that video up above and also down below in the video description. And thank you so much, Cactus Joe, for giving me the inspiration to do this video. And as I mentioned, do go over, guys, check out Cactus Joe's amazing YouTube channel. Do go and subscribe to him and check out his videos. He's been growing cacti for over 50 years, so he's incredibly knowledgeable. And I'm sure you will love his videos also. So thank you so much for watching, everybody, and all of your support. And if you haven't done already, please do subscribe and don't forget to click that notification bell so you can be notified when I upload new videos. And also check out my website, desertplantsofavalon.com, for regular articles on how to care for and grow many different types of cacti and succulents. And as usual, I want to wish you all an incredible cactus-powered day.